Hey, I think we're live. Welcome, friends, to Yakima Hypnosis. Jim Stevens here. And I know there's a lot of interest in past lives specifically, and of course age regression, and then this whole premortal existence thing. What's that got to do with anything, and where does it come from? So I want to very carefully set the stage here for what you're going to hear, and realizing that we're here to help people with issues that they're not able to sort out on their own, using willpower, using books, using affirmations or whatever. And we're talking the range all the way from chronic pain, emotional issues that are bothering them, whether it be phobias, fears, chronic, anger management, depression, whatever it is. Here's where we're at. First, recognizing that whether you're an atheist and you have zero belief in spiritual anything, all the way over to an absolute belief that you've had multiple lives, we don't judge. Yes, we have our own opinions on that, and you'll kind of get an idea of where we fall based on what I'm going to share with you. But here's the thing. Coming back to some very foundational concepts. Number one is this: the conscious mind, the one that we're dealing with our everyday life, is puny in comparison to the horsepower, storage capacity, the ability to think a gazillion things at once that the subconscious mind can do. The subconscious mind is never off. Add on top of that, we have, it's been proven now, genetic memories that are actually implanted. That's the only way you could explain certain behaviors that run in family traits, that we actually have a genetic memory in our body. On top of that, we also know that the subconscious mind is attached to every cell, every muscle, every nerve, every fiber in our body. Well, how do we know that? Well, it's easy. Have you ever blushed? How do you blush if there's no mechanism within your mind, within your physiology here, to make you blush? And did someone hit you? Or no, it was all a thought. Have you ever had the hair stand up on the back of your arm, or goosebumps or anything like that? Just at a thought. So we know the subconscious mind is connected to everything. We know we have potentially genetic memories that can kick in. And so now here we go. First, if you're, and we'll just touch briefly, if you're a person who's either an atheist or you're just not sure, I don't know if I believe in God and spirits and whatever, that's okay. Your subconscious mind's reach is so vast that by the time we would get done explaining just how that alone is going to impact how you feel, the success rate you have on trying to deal with anything, we can deal with that. But here's where it all comes in now. We have the ability to do what's called affect bridge regression, and we also have symptom bridge regression, which just means affect bridge means we have a feeling. And in our practice, we help people deal with feelings, whether it's remorse that they just can't get rid of, grief, guilt, again, depression, anxiety, all of these feelings, weird feelings, phobias, those are feelings, okay? And here's what has happened is we've by using the feel or a physical feeling, an ache that won't go away, a pain that suddenly comes up somewhere in your body. And so we can use that bridge, use that feeling, physical or emotional, as a bridge back into the past. Okay, so here's what happened throughout the years of hypnosis, and then in our practice as well, is you start saying, okay, focus on that feeling, and now we're going to go back in time. Just go back to when you remember feeling that before and chasing that back. Well, what do you do when you're chasing something like that back? You're 5 years back now, regressing in what should be just age regression, right? So we're following it back, and now you're 12, and you still feel it. It's still there. You recognize this feeling. It's still there. So we go back, and now you're 6, and now you're 3, and now you're 2. Huh. Okay, and it's still there. So now where are you now? I don't know. It's dark, it's warm, it's really close, and you still feel it? Yep, I still feel it. What can you hear? I hear mommy and daddy. You're in the womb. Yes, we have people with, and again, science has proven, well, it doesn't even take science. Hey, can you hear things on the other side of a wall, on the other side of a door? Have you ever put a glass up against a wall and suddenly you can hear what's going on in the other room real clearly? Well, hello. Babies in the womb can hear what's going on. And if mom has a very sharp, pronounced feeling, again, the body is connected and the mind is connected. The emotional body is connected to every cell in the body, including that baby that's in the womb. They can take on the feelings of the mother. All right, so, but it's still there. And we can feel it and we can find it. So, okay, let's keep going back. Well, what's before the womb? All right, now let's stop here for a minute for the atheists, the agnostics, the people who aren't sure. Here's something you need to be aware of. I said this on another video, but here's what you need to be aware of. Your subconscious mind, again, it's fast. It was turned on the moment you were conceived. Now, meaning it's connected in the brain. You got the thalamus, hypothalamus, all the limbic system. All that's cranked up. Ta-da! And your subconscious mind is not wired to tell the difference between an imagined, very acutely visualized experience or a real experience. And the reason being is we wouldn't even survive as a species because it takes too long in many cases to sort out. Should I be in fight or flight mode? Should I be this? Should I be that? Because the subconscious mind can trigger adrenaline. It can trigger all kinds of hormones in our body to get us in a physical state to do something. Procreate, run, fight, whatever. Okay, so because of that, your subconscious mind can construct any sort of scenario it needs to make sense out of something. And it can't tell the difference between real or imagined. All right, so for those of you who are like, that whole past life thing, premortal thing, don't worry about it. We'll get to the source cause because it's in there somewhere, right? It's genetically encoded in you somewhere, not a worry. Now, for those of you, the rest of you who believe, and here's the core belief, guys. For most people, we are a spiritual being having a physical experience. So what does that mean? Well, it means that without the spirit part of our body, this shell wouldn't move, it wouldn't talk, it wouldn't feel. It would lay there like people who've passed on lay there. Consciousness is gone, spirit's gone, the vitalizing force is gone. The spirit, however, your spiritual being, isn't gone. It's hanging out, waiting for the next ride. It's in the premortal now, so we go beyond birth into premortal existence. We can do a lot of work. Almost virtually everything can be done in the premortal existence, meaning we're now talking to your spirit self, your higher self, whatever you wish to call it. Because guess what? If there was anything before coming here, guess who brings those memories, those experiences, and all that knowledge? So in many cases, we can get done what we need to get done simply going into the premortal, assuming we didn't run into it at age 3 and say, oh, that's what happened. Okay? Sometimes, however, there's something, and again, this is up to the person. As we're regressing and we get to premortal life, premortal consciousness, and it's explaining, because it will, in our session, it will explain, we need to go back to a prior lifetime when X happened and the job wasn't done. And therefore this feeling, an ache in the shoulder, a feeling of just unrelenting anxiety, whatever it was that was back there, we can just follow the affect bridge or the physiological feeling bridge back to there and resolve it and then come forward. So that's it, guys. Hopefully this all made sense. I'm pretty sure it does. And again, whether you're someone who has zero belief in premortal existence, in past lives, in spiritual anything, doesn't matter, because guess what? Your subconscious mind has a record of all of it. Whatever it was, wherever it was, whenever it was. And it can be resolved there. But for those with the belief, you're a physical being who's got a spirit host. So you're actually a spiritual being with a physical experience. You're riding the ride for right now. And then when this ride's over, you move on to another ride. Okay? We can actually get more clarity if that's your take, but it doesn't matter. Either way. Now, one thing I do want to make clear before I wrap this up. I personally do not do age regression or past life regression purely for an entertainment value. We're here to help people with issues. There are people that will do past life regression just because you're curious. But if you've got something that's been nagging at you and you have not been able to get rid of it, resolve it, or whatever through other means, and we will find out if it's a age regression issue, premortal existence issue, past life issue. It's that part's easy. So, all right, that's it. Hopefully, y'all have an awesome week. We're almost to the end of the week, right? And Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. We love y'all and want everybody to have the best life possible. That's what we're here to help you do. All right, we're going to hit the finish button and turn you guys loose. Bye for now.